Yeah, but anyway, I was just gonna go. I just grabbed this eyeshadow. Hold on, let's see. Wait, I didn't even prime. Whatever, I'm already going. I'm already doing it. I'm already going. Yeah, I don't know. But I was also talking to another close friend that was her best friend as well, who I wasn't friends with her like directly. It's kind of like the friend of a friend, but you still like them and respect them. I saw her the other day and we're just discussing the things that we would do for her in regards of cleaning. And I was saying that one time when she was having a hard time, she came over to my house and she was just free bleeding without a pad. And she bled on my bed, my pillowcase, and also on my walls. And like, I didn't see it because all the lights were off and we were watching stuff on my projector, like YouTube videos. And then she left and I turned on the lights and my boyfriend came over at the time, not like my now husband. And I turned on the lights. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? There's a crime scene on the fucking walls. It freaked me out. And I cleaned it up. I knew it was from her. So I was just like, oh, she was sitting there and she was also leaning against the wall. Like, her ass was like leaning against the wall. So I was like, oh, okay. And she was having a hard time, so I wasn't gonna say anything. I literally just grabbed bleach and scrubbed it off. And she was like, oh my God, wait, she also was free bleeding at my house and she was bleeding all over her panties and I had to wash her panties. I was like, why didn't you? That's the thing. I was like, this is the shit that would really like go on. It's just like, we would just do shit for her. I don't know. I was like, did you tell her to wash her panties? She's like, I hand washed them to get the blood out because she was sleeping over my house. And she's like, I got her fresh pajamas. I told her to take a shower and she only had one pair of underwear and like, we don't have the same size. So I grabbed her underwear and I washed it. And I was like, this is the shit that like, But it's like, if someone's having such a hard time, like she was going through hell, like the actual trenches. So I wasn't about to be like, hey, you bled all over my walls. Like, I just cleaned it up. And that's it. Period blood, indeed. Literally, I just bleached the walls and we moved on. Also, I just changed my sheets and like my pillowcase and that was it. As for the other friend, I was like, damn, she was there and you washed her panties in the sink. But I'm also on the same boat, so she's like 3 months younger than me. We're the same age. I'm 26. I don't know, bro. Like, it's just like, I guess it is like a part of the boundary thing, but like at the time, the shit that she said that she was going through, like you would just ignore everything that she would do because it was just like, okay, that's understandable. I would also like crash out, or like if I was going through something like this and someone told me this, I would probably kill myself. So like, I'm not about to be like, hey, take a picture. You bled on my walls and on my sheets and my pillowcase. So I just cleaned it. Because the day that she did come over, it was like she found out that her mom was in the hospital. So she literally came over. We were like, she was laying on the bed. Like, we were just soothing her and shit. So I wasn't like, when she went home, I wasn't going to be like, you bled on my walls. I literally just cleaned it up. But then when I heard it from another friend being like, yeah, she came over to my house one time, was just like bleeding all over. And she said that she washed her underwear. Like, her friend washed her underwear for her. And I was just like, yeah, there's levels to this. I don't know, man. Because it's like, I don't have any other friend like this in real life. Like, that's the thing. I think that's another thing too, because it's just like, I have never met anyone else like her. And, you know, this is literally just black. I have the Sour Patch Kids palette from Morphe. It's really, I really do use this like almost every day because the palette is great. That's the thing too. I was like, maybe pads or tampons or something. Like, I don't know. I was confused by that. But she had already left my house at the time. As for the other friend, I was like, did you give her a pad or a tampon? But she was just like, there was no underwear left for her. Like, that was her only pair of underwear. So of course she needed the pad to like put the underwear on. So she washed her underwear. I think I don't know, because like she also took care of me as well in a different way, like emotionally, or if we had like nights out, like if men were being creepy, she would tell them off or like just grab me or things like that. Like, it's not like every single day she was like a horrible person. It was like, clearly if she had this amount of friends, like this, clearly a great amount of friends for a very long time, it's not like she was like all the time there was shit going on. I don't know. So, I don't know. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 p.m. I have lashes, but I don't want to use them until my wedding, so I'm just gonna keep them on. I don't know. I think she has lost all of her friends at this point, which I kind of felt bad about at first, because I know people were like commenting on the Bethel thing, being like, oh, you dumb bitch. Like, they were just like, I don't know. They were either saying I was stupid for, like, you know, all of this shit. But I don't know. I literally don't know, because I met her when I was also, like, going through a lot of shit. When I first met her, I was dating this complete fucking asshole who's probably done worse than she has. And when I did get in the argument with her over the phone, she was like, I don't know why you're dragging me on TikTok, but all these other people that have done you dirty, you've never, like, gone in on them like this. And, which is kind of true. I don't know. I don't know. But also the men that I've dated have never lasted more than like a couple months. So yeah, when I first met her, I was dating this fucking asshole, and he was also on my YouTube channel as well. And he was just like a horrible person. But again, I met her when I was like 19, and now I'm 26. So yeah, it's a bit different. As for dudes, they were outwardly shitty. With her, it was like we took care of her, and also she was lying about herself, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done with my makeup now. I'm tired. Let me see this shit. I've been doing this lately with my oh fuck, it literally, the notification just shut. Am I processing this? Probably. I don't know. I'm just here. I'm here. I'm just gonna but the thing is, like, when she said that she wanted to fuck my man or whatever, when we first met him, like, we both wanted him. But I thought after we got together, she would back up. Like, you know, like, but she never actually did anything to him. And like, my husband now, like, would never do something like that. So when I told him yesterday, he like laughed and he was like, wow, okay. And that was it. So it's not like she was actively trying to get him. It's just, I guess, behind my back, she would tell other people, like, my husband is fine as fuck, and she would fuck him. So I don't fucking know at this point. I don't fucking know. I really don't know. Let me put this shit on the fucking... I'm like still like, maybe my eyebrows need a little bit more. I don't know. And I was also like going through shit. Not going through shit actually, because when I got engaged, we have a group chat, like all of us together, like all of our closest friends. And I remember I posted our picture first before I even posted on Instagram or like literally told anybody else. I took a picture and I sent it and I was like, guys, I got engaged. And usually for other stuff, she like freaks out about it. Let me put my phone on the charger while I was like continue to talk. But I posted my engagement thing in the group chat, and everyone was like, holy fucking shit, whoa, like, oh my god, this is crazy. But her, she just said, congrats, B, which I thought was like really strange. So I thought it was fucking weird. I thought it was weird. I thought it was really strange. So I was like, I just thought that was like just congrats, B. And I was like, B? Girl, ain't nobody telling you the eyeshadow and lip color is not it. No one cares but me. Okay, I don't, what do you want me to say? I'm literally still in pajamas. I was gonna do my hair, but that happened. But also, when I want to talk about my graduation as well for my master's degree, do they normally call you B? Sometimes, like, over text, not in person, like, hey, B, or something like that, because, like, my name is Brianna, so, like, you know? But for my master's graduation, my other brother came into town, and I had a graduation dinner, and, like, the next day we all went to the amusement park, but she couldn't come because she was broke. And I was talking about this with her other friends because we all met up to debrief to see what was true and what wasn't. And I was saying, yeah, for my graduation, she couldn't come to my graduation dinner or the amusement park the next day. And I was fine with that. If you're broke, you're broke. And she was like, wait, another friend was like, wait, she went out with me the night before. And I was like, interesting. But I was like, okay, maybe like the amusement park was like 8,000 yen. And like the graduation dinner was like an expensive restaurant. So I was like, fine, okay, whatever. But at the actual graduation, I remember I had the first ceremony. There was 2 separate ceremonies. One ceremony was with like all of the students and faculty of the school. And then when I actually received my diploma, it was in a different room with just like my faculty. So not all of the faculties of the school, just my faculty, where I would receive my diploma. And that's when everyone could be in the room next to me. So my husband was next to me and my brother was next to me, and she came. And, you know, it was getting ready to start and everybody was going to get ready to sit down. And she was just like, I needed to go smoke because she is a smoker. So she went to go smoke. And of course, they closed the doors and the ceremony started. So I received my degree, and like she was the only friend there. It was like my husband and my brother that were there for me. And because everyone else was going to meet me at the graduation party because, you know, there's limited seats. So she couldn't come to the dinner. She couldn't come to the amusement park afterwards, but she also missed me receiving my diploma because she was outside smoking a cigarette. So something to just something to think about. Something to think about. And it's just like, I feel like I'm so used to being neglected from like birth. So it was just like, oh, I was trying to tell myself so bad, like, you know, at least she was there. Cause like she took photos after we left. We were taking pictures and like, you know, she was saying congratulations. But also I was like, I don't know. But I think maybe it was also touchy because I think at that time she had just dropped out of the same school I was going to because she was getting her bachelor's there, but I just finished my master's. And I don't know. That was it. You know, she took pictures, she said congrats, and then she left. She just, I don't know where she went. Maybe she went home or something. But all of us went to the graduation dinner. Like all of my friends, we went to the dinner. We had drinks. We ate with my brother because my brother was coming. You know, this was the first time everyone was meeting my brother, and she was literally just not there. And I was like, dang, okay. Also, yeah, the lying about Vietnamese thing was crazy, to be honest. So yeah, just thinking, you know, has anyone else said anything public? What? You're married? What? I'm looking at the comments. Stop talking about anything that happened with another man. I don't think it matters. The Yakuza thing, I think it is real, actually. It is real. There's levels to it. It's a real fucking thing. But also, she also owes ex-Yakuza money as well. And we went to go see him the other day because he owns a bar. So, because she owes him money. And we went up there to talk to him because he's actually, like, pretty nice. He's actually a nice guy. Low-key. So we went up to him and we told him, hey, does this lady also owe you money? And also that's not her real name. And he was just like, what? So we were sitting at his bar and he was like giving us free drinks. He was just like, yeah, that's actually fucking crazy. So yeah, I don't know, but it's not that much money. She literally owes him like $80. So, but I'm just like, How am I putting her in danger? She's the one that like involves herself with Yakuza. And like this dude, he's not in it anymore. Like he did his time. He spent like over 20 years in jail. Like he's fine. He has his own business. Like it's not like this is private knowledge or something. Like everyone knows this. If you're in Japan, like there are people involved in this all the time. So, what is Yakuza? Think of Yakuza as like the cartel, the Mexican cartel, or like, you know, it's very similar, you know. I don't know what the fuck this is all like what this whole thing is for, but you know. Not the crips. But anyways, the actual dude that is, I don't know if he's still in the Yakuza or whatever. I've never met him in my life, but I know she invited him into the friend's house, and I was just like, that's crazy. That's insane. So no thank you. But I've never met him, but also he is really weird. So I've never met him in my life. So I do miss your unmedicated YouTube lives. You know, medication has done me well. And also my frontal lobe developing has, you know, done me well. But I used to go crazy on Instagram, not Instagram, also Instagram Live. Instagram Live and YouTube Live, I used to go fucking nuts. Now it's just more like talking about things with a level head, but also realizing like, wow, there are so many things in my life that I haven't unpacked or even like dared to touch with a 10-foot pole regarding me and my boundaries, and also like what I have allowed. So yeah, that was a time. It was indeed a time. I'm like upset. I'm like looking at my eyeliner. I'm focusing on the shimmer. I'm just like, that's so cute. I like it. Yeah, but anyway, my makeup is done. Bitch, hold on, I'm like looking up close. I'm like, this shit ain't blended. But I need to do my hair. But also I can get overstimulated if my hair is done at the house and I'm not going anywhere. So I'm not going anywhere until later. So this is the bun. And I feel like, unpacking trauma for a second. Hold on. Cause like, my whole life, I wasn't allowed to wear my hair down as a like, in my house. Like, I didn't grow up in a household where my parents or my grandparents were black. So I grew up with a very racist grandmother, as I've talked about before. And even if my hair, like if I went to school with my hair like sleeked back and I came home like this, for example, and it was frizzy, I would just be yelled at and shamed and bullied for like being fucking ugly and like greñuda, as if you speak Spanish, like you're just looking unkempt and crazy. So even like when I have my hair like this and I decide to go outside, I'm just like, wow, everyone is thinking how ugly like my hair is right now. So indeed, tomato. And even with my hair, like now I like to wear my hair out. I like to like brush it out like all the way and just have like, you know, basically, yeah, just brush it out when it's dry and have it as big as possible. And I feel like for me, that's like reclaiming my time. So yeah, I don't know. I'm weird about my hair at the moment. But yeah, my background, my dad is fully black. And my mom is Mexican. And I know it's like Mexican's not a race, but also if you like grew up in California, you would understand that people just identify as Mexican. Like, we understand that it's a nationality. We know this. We know that Latino is an ethnicity, and that like it's actually it's just like, it's not everything is black and white. Sometimes shit is Mexican. I just remembered that post, but if you want, I posted my fucking ancestry DNA fucking results, but yeah. Anyway, my mom is not white. Very mixed background, but my dad is fully black. But if you like, I'm from SoCal, like I'm from Southern California, so it's, if you see someone that's Mexican, you're not gonna say that's a white person. So like, of course there's white Latinos, but there are people that literally are like, you're not gonna look at a brown skinned Mexican and be like, that's a white person, you know? So but anyway, I digress. Like, you're not gonna say someone, like, it's giving very mestizo, but I try not to use that term anymore because, like, I don't know the history and everything, but if you want my ancestry DNA, you know, Demi Lovato, I'm actually 1% African. Like, indigenous, like, I'm not gonna say that I am an indigenous person because I don't have, like, the historical background to claim myself as indigenous. I have indigenous ancestry, but I was not raised in an environment where even being indigenous was even talked about. It was just, we are Mexican and that's it. So it's literally just being Mexican from Mexico is an identity, and being Mexican in America is its own other thing. So it's a lot to unpack. What? Hold on, I'm reading. Are your parents coming to the wedding? My mom's coming. Yeah, but we're here. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have food recs for Kyoto? I literally just like Maximo. Maximo is my favorite restaurant ever. And that's literally the only restaurant where I'm like, you need to go there. Everywhere else is just like, that's mid. I hate to say. I feel like Kyoto is not really a place for food. It's like it's for nature and like shrines and temples. Kyoto is not the place. They have a lot of different Michelin star places in Pontoncho and also in Gion that have just, surfaced. But other than that, it's just like everything is the same, I fear. Your mom is coming. I watched your trauma salad. I think I talked about this. Was it 2 days ago or was it yesterday? I think it was 2 days ago. I was just like, yeah, I cut her off. And then my grandfather died. I had to go back to the States, and then I had to see her in person again. And like, we didn't even work on a relationship at all. And then I got engaged, and now I'm just here. So I guess it is another thing with boundaries of just like, I made the joke with my husband. It shouldn't be joked about. I was just like, as long as she doesn't drive a car. Because in my trauma salad, I was like, yeah, she tried to kill us all in the car crash on purpose. So anyway, I love Chili's. I've tried Chili's. I fucking love Chili's. I miss Chili's a lot. I like Chili's, So yeah. I haven't talked to her in a minute, so I haven't talked to her in a couple days. As for the Trova trip, I'm not doing it anymore because there's too much going on in my life, so I canceled the whole thing. I was just like, I'm overwhelmed, so I did cancel the whole thing. Have you ever been to the Red Lobster in Odaiba? I have not been, but there is a Red Lobster in Osaka, and I haven't been there either. Chipotle, I've never been to Chipotle, but I did have a job interview there when I was like 16, and it was a group interview outside in the fucking heat, and I didn't care anymore. I think I was just like, I'm here to provide customer service. Are you going to give me the job, yes or no? I didn't get the job, but I did end up working at Home Goods, so I never tried the Denny's in Japan, so my fiance is 36. I've never been to New York. Product wise, I'm wearing makeup at the moment. I don't think there's a filter, but I've never had issues with acne, or for me, I just have dry skin, but I've never had like any texture issues or anything. But for me, currently, I just use like actually, I was trying to think. I use these face masks from the drugstore, and like I usually use Wish Trend or Dear Claire's products, where I just go in with like a basic toner and I just stay moisturized, but also I always use sunscreen whenever I go outside. So, and I also like putting Vaseline on my face whenever I feel extra dry. Not when I go outside because then you'll just bake, but like in the house. You could just slather your whole face with Vaseline before you go to sleep, and you'll wake up and you'll be very refreshed. But this is just because I have super, super dry skin. Which country do you want to visit? I really want to go to Thailand. I specifically want to go to Phuket. I've been wanting to go to Phuket for a long time. So yeah, I'm like, there's a lot going on. I'm like reading these comments. What is this? Why did that get filtered? I don't know. It's crazy. You had to do so much without support while having autism, man. Well. I'm gonna do my own makeup for the wedding. I'm gonna take my time. Like, I'll have 3 hours to do the makeup, so I'm just gonna sit there and like boom, 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 boom. For makeup, you can use iHerb or Amazon. But in person, you're not gonna be able to find much unless you're in Tokyo. But even then, it's a bit difficult. So it's not really that ideal. So I would just bring everything before you leave. I would just stock up at like wherever you shop at and just bring a fuck ton. Thank you. I wanted to move to Japan because when it was time to actually apply for college, I realized then and there that I wouldn't be able to afford college in the US. And when I looked into colleges in Japan, I saw that like literally it's like community college prices for like 4-year universities. And I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. So I decided to just come here instead. And I got a scholarship. So yeah. Are y'all wearing? My mother-in-law is wearing a kimono for the wedding, and my husband is wearing hakama for the wedding. So that should be fun. And we have all the music decided. We sent it all off to the music people, and they're gonna take care of it. So that should be okay. And as for books, I have been reading. I think the reason I have been so irritated is because I haven't been reading fiction. Let me show you guys my library real quick. It's fucking, like, if you had to read this, you'd be upset too. For me, it's like, why are you reading this? I don't know. I think I just like to self-harm. Racial representations in Asia. And you just learn about all the colorism and anti-blackness that exists within Asia in every page. And you just get angrier and angrier. And recently, I finished reading The Rape of Nanking, which is about Japan's expansion with pillaging Korea and China. Very horrible. Very fucking, like, you have to put it down every, like, 5 pages. You just have to sit down and just stare at the wall. 'Cause, oh my god, it's a lot. And also, where's the other one I was reading? I think I left it upstairs. It is about the water crisis, the global water crisis. And yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna need a good book. Like a good book that doesn't make me feel like shit. So I think the only fiction I have, like, this is the library, right? The only fiction I have is The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. And also I have A Boy Called H here. I think I just spit, I'm sorry. But this is about a childhood in wartime Japan. Woo! Like, oh my fucking god, where's the fiction? Like, no wonder I'm always fucking mad. I'm in hell all the time. I read and I just get angrier. I just get fucking no, Colleen Hoover books is crazy. Like, I think her covers make me angry. That's why I don't read them. But I read these books and I get really, really mad. I think another book that I read recently that wasn't even recently, that was like last year. I read, what's her name? I was gonna say Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. It was Elvis Presley's wife, like her memoir. Yeah, and it was a lot to unpack. So, too much. For genre of music, it depends on my mood, but I'll go from Afro beats, but I also really like punk rock and alternative and indie. And also I like math rock as well. I think Japanese people have mastered math rock. I fucking love electric guitars go off. You look Somali almost. No, I don't think I do. Yeah. Were there any other countries you thought of moving to besides Japan? At the time, not really. Like, honestly, no. I think when I'm stuck on something, especially back then when I was unmedicated and like also like undiagnosed properly with the black and white thinking, it was like one track mind. I was like, I want to go to Japan. I'm going to apply to 3 schools in Japan and I'm just going to go there. I never even been here before. Like, I've never been to Japan before actually moving here. So I was just like, oh shit, you're either going to like it or you're not. But if you know, about my mother and how I was living, with my mother, I think any place would have been better. So that is why I left. I turned 18. I graduated high school and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here because nothing could be better. Or like nothing could be worse than being there. So I moved here and I was independent and it was like super, super stressful for a long time. So it was just, yeah, I think living here has forced me to grow up in a different way and it's also traumatized me in a different way. Just because of the things that you have to go through here as like being an immigrant. I think a lot of people forget, like at the end of the day, you are an immigrant. Even if you decide to move to a place that is considered, Japan, for example, you think it's like a glamorous thing of like, oh my God, that's so cool. But at the end of the day, like you do one thing and you could be sent out of here like in a second. So very privileged to be here, but also very not privileged to live here at the same time. So yeah, I'm not Japanese. I don't think I've ever claimed to be Japanese. I'm not Japanese. I've always said that. I'm like, bro, I'm Mexican. I'm fucking Mexican. So when I found out about the Chu thing, I was just like, imagine you met my brother, because like my brother came, and I was like, imagine that wasn't my real brother. Imagine I've lied about being Mexican this whole time. Like, it's just a lot. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed. Like, the brother that you met was not my brother, and that I was not Mexican. And my husband is Japanese. So, my husband is Japanese. No, I'm not even a native speaker either, like, for Japanese. Like, my Japanese is still bad. I just took a placement test to take Japanese lessons at, like, facility. At this facility. At a center. I think a center is better than facility, just because I want to be able to communicate better and also, like, have business level Japanese. Because I'm tired of, like, not being able to read. I'm tired of being illiterate. I want to be able to read a book and be like, damn, what are they talking about, Why did your husband go to New Zealand? He went to university in Melbourne, I think, or something. I don't know. He went to Australia and then he moved to New Zealand. Yeah. I'm not fully Mexican. I'm black. But yeah. Okay. Wait, actually, I need to get ready for my meeting. So I will be back. I'll see y'all in a minute. I love y'all now. I'm sorry.